All right, good morning, everyone. Fire Chaplain Walks. It's -6 right now. Feels like -10. There's a window to the southeast. That should be around +24 Fahrenheit. So last night, I crawl into bed because today is my day off and my sons don't have school today because it's semester turnaround at the high school. I turn to my wife and I say, you know what? I get to sleep in tomorrow. And she says, oh, you shouldn't have said that. You know, I didn't use the Q word, but she's like, you're going to get it. Something's going to happen. I'm like, no, it's fine. Go to sleep. I actually had a pretty good sleep. 3 o'clock, phone goes off. Look at it. Yeah, one of our stations being dispatched out for a structure fire. And because we have the biggest tender in our end of the county, I know we're going to be called for tender support. So I turn on my radio, I start getting ready, and nothing comes in. I kind of wonder. And so I go back into the app, listen to the page out, and it's actually mutual aid, and they just need a little bit of manpower. It's in another area. So I thought, oh, okay, well, good. Doesn't require me, but I listen to the page, and in the page, it says, I hear there's church on fire. I was like, oh no. So even though I know I'm not going to be called, I was like, well, it's a church on fire. The chaplain has to reach out. And I know the chief of that department. And I was like, well, I'll just reach out to him and just, thinking, praying, and available if he needs me. So I start getting ready to send the text. I'm like, wait a second, I better go back, listen to the text or the page out on my phone. And it was a house just east of the church. I thought, oh, okay. I'm like, well, I can go back to sleep. Took me a while to get back to sleep. But that reminds me, right? How often we hear stuff when we rush off and we don't pay attention to the little details. And how important those details are sometimes. We have to make sure before we jump into action, especially as firefighters, we're all adrenaline junkies and go tearing off, and make sure you get all the facts. Make sure you get all the details in life before you do stuff, or else you look kind of silly. All right, have yourself a great day.